What's up and welcome everybody. We will get started in just a minute, just taking care of some last minute technical things, making sure that we've got everything ready to rock and roll. In the meantime, let me know in the Q&A box if you can hear me, and also would love to hear where you are from. What market do you serve? Stacy, thanks for that. Deborah in Minneapolis. Very good, very good. Like I said, we will get started in just a minute here. Stacy's in Northern Virginia, right on. Betty's in Orlando Metro. Melba in San Diego. Sandra in Tampa. Kevin, Central Virginia. Fort Lauderdale. Adrian, right on. Lily in Florida. Howard County, Maryland. And right on. Kay in OKC. Good. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started. So you are in the right place. You have you've landed at the right place if you're looking for how to become the go-to listing agent for downsizing, empty nesters, and baby boomers. I'm really excited for this training class, and I hope you are as well. Odds are you are, otherwise you wouldn't be here, right? Some quick housekeeping items. Number one, many of you have already confirmed for me. I appreciate in the Q&A box that you can hear me and see the screen. Number two, let's remove distractions. Turn your phone on vibrate, shut down other browsers, social media, close your door, maybe even lock it. Give me your undivided attention for the next 50 to 60 minutes, okay? 50 to 60 minutes. And I promise if you do that, you will get, maximum results from our time together, right? Undivided attention, and I'm going to do everything I can to over deliver for you in that time, as far as actionable items, things that you can implement today to start creating new opportunities for you, specifically when it comes to getting more listings from these downsizing empty nesters and baby boomers. You're going to want to have a pen and paper handy to take notes. But I'm also going to, I've got some help with that if you miss anything, and I'll let you know in a minute what that is. And then lastly, I will stay on for as long as possible after we are done with the class portion to answer your questions. So as you have questions, as you have questions pop up in your brain, just go ahead and pop them in the Q&A box so you don't forget. And I will do my best to address as many, or ideally all of them, during the Q&A portion after about 50 or 60 minutes, as I said. Stephen from Chicago, Arkitha, I hope I said that right, from Laurel, Maryland. Bernard from Northern Arizona, and Lynn, Wichita, Kansas. Thank you. Okay, so special gift for you. I want to honor you and the time you are investing here today by offering you a special gift for those who stay on for the entire class. Excuse me, easy for me to say. And I will give you instructions on how to get that special gift at the end of our time together. Just please don't let me forget. Part of that is going to include a PDF copy of these slides, so that if you miss any notes that you were looking to take, etc., you'll have these slides to kind of refresh your memory. I've got some other cool things for you as well. So make sure to remind me, and I'll tell you how you can get that special gift at the end. Now, I like to make these as interacting and engaging and fun for everyone as possible. So before I introduce myself, and I'm going to make that brief because I want to focus on the content here. But before I do that, I would like to learn a little bit more about our audience here. And so I have two questions that I would like to ask. And please, how you participate here tells me a lot about you and the way you play this game of business and life. So please participate. Question number one is this: over the last 90 days, the last quarter, let's say, how many listings did you take in that time frame? Over the last 90 days or the last quarter, how many listings did you take in that time frame? Judy, thank you for being honest. Judy says 0. Listen, there's nothing to be ashamed about that. Cindy says 2, Sandra 0, Arkitha 0, Stacy 2, Samuel 3, Lily 0, Kay 0, Melba 0, Jay 5, Deborah 1. Jay, good job on you. Adrian, none, had holiday, etc., etc. And 2, Dick Carr 1, George or Jorge. I'm not sure which you prefer. 2, none. Okay, all right. Jackie 5. I appreciate you all took that seriously. Donna 7, Kevin 4, Carolyn 2, Bernard 3. All right. Second question. Kyle 5. Good stuff. Paul 1.5. Second question. What is your goal? What is your target for the next 90 days? For the next 90 days, how many listings? What is your goal for listings taken in the next 90 days? So Craig says 3, 1 a month. Stephen 2, 2 or 3. 6, Sandra 6, so 1 every other week basically. Judy 2, Stephen 10, Gail 3, Jackie 12, Ann 3, Paul 3, Kay 3, Stacy 6, Carolyn 8. Thank you all for this great participation. Kyle 10, Stacy 3, Kevin 16. I love it. Jay 15, Adrian 6, Dick 7, Donna 9. All right. So why am I asking those questions? Well, because I truly believe that this niche, and by implementing what you're going to learn here today, you can maybe not, for some of you, this niche alone may not help you hit your target, but it will certainly help in that, in that aim or target, or in that pursuit of that number. Okay, and so I'm confident in that, and we're going to unpack how we can help you do that. Now, real quick, I'm not going to spend too much time here, and you know what? I'm going to move into SlideShare mode. So real quick, if you don't know who I am, just very briefly, my name is Josh Schoenly. I've been a licensed real estate agent since 2007. I actively sold for a number of years. In fact, my second year in the business, I was #1 in sales in my independent brokerage. I just sort of determined and realized that what I was most passionate about was the marketing and lead generation side of things, and specifically building client acquisition systems. And the reason is every business that I had tried, network marketing, and even the first several brokerages that I was with, because I did, I kicked the tires on a couple of different brokers. In every case, one of the first things they did was make a list of your friends and family, so that we have, people for you to call and beg and chase after to send you some business. And I didn't want to build a business that way. I wanted to build a business where I could get clients coming to me, inbound marketing. And it became my passion. It became my sport. It became, what excited me and most motivated me to get up and go to work every day. Work didn't feel and doesn't feel like a job to me, because I'm doing what I love. And I built 2 multi-million-dollar companies helping agents with their online marketing. You can see here a picture of me. This is actually me on stage with Gary Keller at Mega Agent Camp with Keller Williams. This is many years ago at this point, 10, 12 years ago. There was, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, 10,000 people in the crowd, which was crazy and an amazing opportunity for me. I also am the Amazon best-selling author of a book that you can find on, as I said, Amazon, called Attract: 4 Simple Steps to Engaging Your Ideal Client with Zero Prospecting. Happily married for 17 years now, 4 amazing kids. I've been saying this over and over, and I need to actually do this. I need to update that picture, because I look older, and so do my kids now. In fact, my oldest, who's top right here, he's now significantly larger than I am. And in fact, this guy right here is about the same height as me as well. And obviously the girls are getting taller as well. Here's what I think is probably most important and relevant for you. I went back into active production at the start of 2020. Actually, I started the wheels in motion in 2019, but really went back into active production in 2020 for several reasons. Number one, to practice what I preach, to get back to implementing what I was training, coaching, and helping other agents implement for themselves. And number two, because of the opportunity of an amazing business model. And because of that, in just 2 years' time, I've personally closed on, I don't know, 70 plus, 80 plus transactions. I've also built an organization that last year, in the last 12 months, sold over 500 houses. And I built an organization where if I don't sell any houses next month, I still have referral fees and revenue coming in. And it's in part because of things like we're going to share here with you today. So I share that just to illustrate that I am practicing what I'm teaching you here today. This is coming from a place of me implementing and taking action, right? This isn't theory or fluff or hypothetical type of stuff. So why let's move on and keep it moving here. Why should you focus on this niche? And I would love some participation here. Why do you believe, I mean, obviously you think this is a niche or an opportunity worth pursuing. Why focus on this niche? Why would you choose to actively serve baby boomers and downsizing empty nesters? Okay, Cindy says baby boomers are a large group. It's huge. They have equity. Kevin, I love that. I am one, Helena says. So, you are the avatar. That's beautiful. Bill, this is great. 10,000 a day, 10,000 people a day are retiring. The possibility of 2 transactions. We have some smart people here. Volume, Wes says. It's time to add a new tool to my sales toolkit. I love that, Arkitha. I am one too. It's growing rapidly, etc. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I couldn't agree more. That's some great stuff there. So here's how I would share 3 reasons, and some of you already kind of hinted at this. Reason number 1, and I've been I didn't invent this little phrase here, but I've been preaching this for years. The riches are in the niches. I think it's even in my book. The riches are in the niches. Okay. And another way to look at it, I don't have a slide in here, but I did a presentation a couple of weeks ago. Another way to think about it is this: if you try to market and advertise yourself broadly, or you try to brand yourself, you're going to go broke. So think about it this way: broad or brand equals broke, but niche equals rich. Okay. And to illustrate that point, I want you to think about this. Generally speaking, and there are always exceptions to the rule, okay, but generally speaking, which professional is more highly paid when you talk about a doctor, attorney, or real estate agent? Is it the specialist or is it the generalist? Okay, think about it. Is the brain surgeon, the cosmetic surgeon, is the attorney that specializes in I don't know, business litigation or whatever? Are they more highly paid, or is it let's call it the jack of all trades, master of none, right? Not only that, not only are they more highly paid, I think you'll find in most cases they can actually work less and earn more. Now, if you want to work more and earn even more, or more, so be it. But it affords you the opportunity to work less and earn more, or at a minimum, to work smarter and not simply work harder. Okay. So by specializing, you're making yourself more valuable in your marketplace. You're actually increasing your value and worth in your marketplace. The other thing I would have you, think about is, if you're struggling with this idea, I'm not recommending that you say no to all other opportunities. Obviously, when you get a referral, obviously, when other inbound opportunities come your way that don't fit into this niche, you're not going to say no to that. Although you might decide to refer it out instead of, choose to serve them yourself. It's just that we're going to strategically invest our time, money, and efforts into a niche that will allow us to be more highly paid, to work less, and earn more. Reason number 2, and one of you already mentioned this, but it bears repeating. Can you say 2-for-1 deal? Okay. In most cases, these opportunities are going to be multiple transaction side opportunities for you. Now, in certain cases, they may be, they may be downsizing and moving into an assisted living situation or something like that. In some cases, they may be, downsizing and moving outside of the area. In that case, you might and should try to refer them, right? But in many cases, you're going to have multiple transaction sides opportunities. And 2-for-1, I may be shortchanging it here, right? Because if you take a listing and you do a good job of marketing it, every one of your listings should turn into 2, 3, 4, 5 transaction sides. And not only that, then you're going to represent them on the buy side as well. And if you can also leverage the buy side into multiple transaction opportunities too. That's a a training and a lesson for another day. But I think you get the idea. Reason number three, and again, we've got a smart group here. According to NAR, empty nesters and baby boomers make up nearly 50% of all listings. And I'm not just making this up. This is from their home buyer and seller generational trends report. That is a mouthful. It's from their home buyer and seller generational trends report. I forget what page this is on, but you can check out pages 7 through 9 at this link here. Okay, that'll take you to that PDF report with a more explanation, kind of deeper dive of explaining these numbers and how they break down. But you can see here, you got the younger baby boomers, the older baby boomers, and even some of the Gen Xers are downsizing. Okay. The point is, it's a massive amount of opportunity. There's a massive amount of opportunity here, and I think you'd agree, which is why you're here. Now, the $1 million question. And I literally, this is legitimately a $1 million question, because this niche alone, over the next 5 years for you, you could turn this niche alone into $1 million, $2 million, $3 million in GCI if you own it, if you specialize, and if you really focus and consistently implement and take action. So the way that we're going to approach this, okay, the way that we're going to approach this is a two-pronged approach, and I'll explain what I mean. I'm assuming most of you have probably heard of the analogy of the carrot and the stick, right? The analogy of the carrot and the stick. When you're trying to motivate, I guess is the analogy like a mule or a horse or whatever, but you can motivate them by whipping them with a stick, right? Or you can motivate them with the which is like the pain, right? Or you can motivate them with the pleasure of the carrot. Okay, and we're going to approach this niche from both of those angles, and I'll explain what I mean if you're kind of wondering, and confused where I'm going with this. Don't worry, I'll make this all make sense. Okay, so we're going to start with the stick. This is prong number 1. We're going to build your listing pipeline of motivated downsizing empty nesters and baby boomers. And there's a number of ways that we can do this, but for our illustrative purposes today, I'm going to recommend that you use, step 1, that you build a targeted list. And I'm going to recommend that you use a platform. If you've followed me, if you kind of, you're subscribed to my YouTube channel or in our Facebook group, you've probably heard me talk about a platform called PropStream. And it is a wonderful data provider. You can get a free trial at growwithjosh.com/PS, growwithjosh.com/PS. You can get a free, I think it's a 14-day trial. You can use this platform. And in fact, I'm going to illustrate this for you all in a minute. You can use this platform to build a list of targeted potential clients in this niche. So right here is a screenshot. This is just one zip code, okay? One zip code in my marketplace. From that one zip code, these are 304 super targeted, potentially, downsizing baby boomers and empty nesters. Now, what I want you to keep in mind, a couple things here is, number 1, the primary county that I serve, I'm in a rural area. I'm in central Pennsylvania. The primary county that I serve, and by the way, just for so I can get it out there for your referrals, I serve Cumberland County, Dauphin County, Perry County, and Northern York County in Pennsylvania. The primary county that I live in and serve is Cumberland County. The total population in that county is 200,000 or thereabouts. Okay. So this one zip code is 304, right? And the criteria that I'm going to recommend that you use in this step of the process is you're going to use senior owners who have a home that has 2 or more stories. Now, because I want this to continue to be interactive, here's what I want to do. I've logged into my PropStream account. Again, growwithjosh.com/PS. You can get a free trial. What would be a zip code? Kevin, thank you. It's a 7-day trial. Sorry, 7-day free trial. What would be a zip code that you'd be looking to target? Stacy, you are on the ball. You were the first one that I saw here. So 20601. That's Maryland. And we're going to filter down. We're going to choose senior owners. I want to make sure that we remove any properties that might be on the market. So we're going to say on market, no. And then under property characteristics, we're going to say 2 or more stories. 2 or more stories. So Stacy, in your zip code, in just that one zip code in Maryland, 1,212. 1,212. Now, some of those, it looks like, are townhomes. So you could even filter down more and choose, I just want single family. And in that case, you've got 829. Massive opportunity. All right, Paul, 90717. 90717. Let's look. So, Paul, you are in California. So 119. 119, not a lot, but still a ton of opportunity. And in fact, I'm going to deselect this so that we can see, are there more? 152. All right. Lynn, 67217. 67217. Kansas. Lynn, 10. Not many. This also could be a data issue, tomato. In some areas, the data is going to be more robust than others. By the way, this is just one way we can approach this side of the table, okay? This is just one way that we can approach this side of the table. I'm going to do one more here. 55343. 55343. 140, Deborah. Massive opportunity. I lied. I'm going to do one more because I'm curious. 77964. 77964. In Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas. 48. Okay, now. Sorry, taking a sip. Why am I saying, let's take a step back here. Why am I saying that this is the stick? Well, think about it and feel free to share your answers. If you close your eyes, okay, close your eyes with me here, and you envision selling your house and moving, is that something that brings a smile to your face and is something that you envision as pleasurable? Or is that something that seems like it's going to come with some pain? Okay. For most people, the approach of selling their property, that is something where they're moving away from pain. But it also is a painful process, right? And it's why we have this two-pronged approach. Now, I'm going to get into what prong 2 is, but we've got to unpack the rest of the steps of this approach here. But I just want to illustrate for you the fact that if you only approach it from this angle, you're missing a massive amount of opportunity, because this is not something that people are going to get excited about, okay? Thinking about selling their house and downsizing or right-sizing is not something that you get excited about, right? My wife and I think we put it on pause here, but there was a time over the last 3 to 6 months that we were thinking about selling our house and trading up into a home with a little bit more square footage, a little bit more land, and maybe doesn't have some of the issues. We've had some water issues that we've been dealing with. And what gets us excited, what is the carrot, is that potential dream home that we'd be moving into. But man, oh man, was it and is it painful to think about selling this property and the pain that it would come with getting it ready for sale, ultimately moving all of the stuff that we've accumulated here with a family of 6 over 17, 18 years in this property. Like, it's a painful proposition or thought process. Okay. All right. Let's keep it moving though. So step 1, we've got to build your targeted list. Okay. Step two is we've got to skip trace or data append to get emails and phone numbers. Okay. One of the reasons why I use and recommend PropStream is because you can do that right in their platform. Now, there is an additional charge for that, but I'm telling you, it's well worth it. If you're doing it in small numbers and you want to manually do it, then I would recommend you use a website called truepeoplesearch.com. Truepeoplesearch.com. Great. You can do a reverse phone number search. You can reverse search by name and area, or you can do a reverse search by address. Okay. However, when you're doing it in larger numbers, like 112 or 830, etc., it just makes a lot more sense to use that functionality. There are other ways that you can do it, but again, one of the reasons why I love PropStream and why I think you should get a free trial, growwithjosh.com/PS, is you can do it right in there. Step 3 is we're going to send a ringless voicemail, or we can also send them a text message. Okay. The script is super simple. Just curious, if we brought you an all cash offer at full market value that would also allow you to move when you choose, is that something you'd consider? Please call or text me back at this number. Okay. Now, that is a unique value proposition that we are, we've partnered with a company with in my organization that allows us to make that unique value proposition. If you'd like more information about, how you can get access to unique value propositions like that and others, you can schedule a free call with me at growwithjosh.com/chat. Okay. If you don't have access to something like that, and in some cases this will work just as well, you can use this script. Just curious, if you have any interest in selling the property at, and you can put the address or the area, if you got the right price. Or, hi, my name is Josh with eXp Realty. I'm reaching out on behalf of our clients to see if you've had any thoughts of selling the property at blank address, if you got the right price, of course, something along those lines. Okay. And so there are lots of ways you can craft that offer. And for those of you that are interested, we've got a special offer at the end for a boot camp we're holding. And we'll go through some of that different scripting and options for you there. Okay. So if you want, as I said, if you want to chat about how you can access that extremely compelling cash offer, unique value proposition, and more, you can go to growwithjosh.com/chat. Let's keep it moving. Step 4, you're going to send them an email with the same offer. I don't have a screenshot on here, but the subject line would be very simply RE your property in, and the town, your property in Mechanicsburg. And the body would read very simply, hi, my name is Josh Schoenly with eXp Realty. I'm just curious if you've had any thoughts of selling the property, your property in Mechanicsburg, if you got the right price, of course. Let me know either way. Hit reply and let me know either way. Well, I always include that. Please, and in fact, it should be in this script. Please let me know either way. Please let me know either way. You can call or text me back at this number. You want to make it as easy as possible for people to respond. Some people would prefer to text, even the older generation, more and more, or, would prefer that means of communication than a phone call. Okay. So you're going to send them an email with the same offer. Step 5 is you can send them a postcard, note card, or a letter. And the recommended platform that I use for that is a platform called thanks.io. You can get a free account with thanks.io at growwithjosh.com/thanks. Growwithjosh.com/thanks. We use this with a whole bunch of different niches and a whole bunch of our marketing. And you can see an example. Here's a variation that you can all use. If we brought you an acceptable offer, would you consider selling your property in Mechanicsburg? If we brought you an acceptable offer, would you consider selling your property in Mechanicsburg? Please call or text me back at this number. And that's, by the way, when you're sending a postcard like this, I just trust me on this. A fancy postcard is not going to cut it. You want it to be loud and obnoxious like this. A yellow background, black text. It works, period. I've tested, I've invested hundreds and thousands of dollars. I'm telling you that works better than any kind of fancy messaging. The back, here are just a couple of reasons why I love thanks.io. The back of the card has handwritten style font, and it's got a QR code. One of the things that has happened, with COVID is it has made QR codes a more readily accessible or more mainstream type of platform. And what's cool about thanks.io, well, there's many things that are cool, but when I send this card to Paul Ziegler, okay, Paul Ziegler, don't reach out to Paul, please. When I send this card to Paul, if he scans this QR code, I get an email from thanks.io saying, hey, just wanted you to know that Paul Ziegler just scanned the QR code on the postcard that you sent him. Now, do you think that is somebody that might be worth following up with a little bit more, going a little bit deeper, maybe following up with another direct mail piece or by calling or texting or emailing? I think so. Pretty cool. Step 6, you're going to create a Facebook ad campaign to this custom audience, okay? So one of the reasons why, if you notice, step 2 here is we're getting more data, okay? Data is gold in our business at this point. So we're going to use that gold, that data, in a number of different ways. We're going to send a message on a ringless voicemail or a text message. We're going to send them an email and show up in their inbox. We're going to send them direct mail and show up in their actual physical mailbox. And we're going to create a messaging that they're going to see on social media. Now, not all of them, not all of them are going to match and see this, but a certain percentage of them will. And you can do, I've got a couple of examples here of what those messages look like. This is a static image. If we brought you an acceptable offer, would you consider selling your Mechanicsburg property? And this is a video message, a live to camera message, okay? Step 7 is we're going to rinse and repeat every 45 to 60 days, okay? Now I'm going to take a quick break here, stretch a little bit. Is this making sense? Is this making sense so far? Okay, let me know in the Q&A box. How do you get white on the front and yellow on the back of the postcard? Judy, that thanks.io does it all. It makes it super easy. There's so many reasons why I love that platform. Check it out. Get a free account. growwithjosh.com/thanks. growwithjosh.com/thanks. And you can play around with it. Free account. They even give you some credits. You can create some direct mail and send it to yourself to see what it looks like and interact with it that way. Okay, so we've knocked out prong number 1, the stick, right? And this is one of the ways. Well, by the way, a quick aside. Do we have anybody in Canada? Do we have anybody in Canada? Let me know. What is the name of the ringless voicemail vendor? Lynn, remind me and I'll share at the end. Brad Petty, is there a minimum order? Do you mean with thanks.io? If so, no. We send loads of one-offs. In fact, right before I went live here, I sent 2 one-off actual letters, direct mail packets using thanks.io. Okay. So we do have a couple in Canada. Now in Canada, getting some of this data is difficult. However, we can also use the approach, the carrot approach, or the steps that I'm going to detail on the seller side as well. So for those of you in Canada, during the Q&A part, maybe we'll dive in a little bit more of how we would do that. Okay. So let's get back on track here. Let me open back up my slideshow. And now we're going to talk about the carrot. Okay, we're going to talk about the carrot. And before we get into the steps here and show you examples, etc., I want to emphasize the point that this framework, you can use for many niches beyond just potentially downsizing empty nesters and baby boomers. Okay, so the principles here, the framework here, you can use to build an audience or a pipeline of folks that are looking to buy a waterfront property, folks that are looking to trade up, folks that are looking to buy a new construction home, folks that are looking to buy maybe a custom home, folks that are, and this is a great one that's working wonderfully for myself and several other folks in my organization right now, folks that are looking to buy a luxury property. That's kind of an example of a trade up. But I just want you to, we're going to give you the practical specifics as it relates to downsizing baby boomers and empty nesters. But please understand that this framework and these principles, they apply well beyond just this specific niche. Okay. So step one is you're going to build your buyer lead on demand campaign with an offer that caters to our target audience. Okay. We're going to build that buyer lead on demand campaign with an offer that caters to our audience. And this is something that I would recommend you write down if you're taking notes, and you should be. This is a quote from someone who has been a kind of a mentor for me for years and years. He's not, he's sort of in the internet marketing, online marketing niche. He's not, specifically in the real estate niche. But the quote is this: "You can't catch whales with minnow bait." You can't catch whales with minnow bait, and I couldn't help myself. This picture just cracked me up. The fish trying to catch the fisherman with the beer, right? But I'll give you a practical story. I had a call yesterday with an agent in California, strategy call. He was kind of struggling and wanted some help, right? He scheduled a call at growwithjosh.com/chat, growwithjosh.com/chat. And he was frustrated because he was generating leads using the framework that I'm sharing here, but he was frustrated that the leads were, in his opinion, low quality. And one of the things that I pointed out to him was that he was using an offer that was going to generate low quality conversations and opportunities. Okay. And the offer was, I won't share exactly, but it was basically, get a free list of homes under X amount. And the amount for his market was like way below the average home price. Okay. So a hook that would be, that gets people's attention, but isn't going to bring you, that was minnow bait, let's say. That was minnow bait. Okay. So how are we going to, what are we going to do to put the right bait out? Well, here, let me give you one example. Get a free weekly list of all available Central PA 55 plus active adult retirement communities. Now that's a mouthful. Okay. And I'll give you some other examples. Just click learn more below. And this is a Facebook lead ad, which means when someone clicks learn more here, their name, email, and phone number is pre-populated. They submit their information, and the way we set them up, that information automatically gets funneled into our CRM. And I'll give you an example of what the follow-up campaign looks like: multi-channel, multimedia, etc. Okay, that's one example. Here's another example. Get a free weekly list of all homes available right now in Cumberland County with first floor masters. Now, by the way, this was a screenshot that we need to update. A first floor primary suite, I guess, is the acceptable language now. Okay. So, that we can tweak that to say, get a free weekly list of all homes available right now in Cumberland County with a first floor primary suite. Okay. This, by the way, this works great. This campaign absolutely crushes it. Okay, so that's step one. We need to create the campaign. Step two is we need to make sure that we have a multi-channel, multimedia automated follow-up campaign to sift and sort out the most motivated, ready, willing, and able right now, while also building your brand and pipeline of future business. So specifically here, and if you've been in this industry for any length of time, you know, or at least you should know, that when we do these types of campaigns, a small percentage of folks are going to be ready, willing, and able right now. The much larger percentage is going to be ready in 3, 6, 9, 12 months. So you want to make sure that you've got systems and automation in place so that you don't lose, that you don't lose out on the ones that are ready to go right now, and that you build authority and rapport and relationship with those that will be ready in 60 days, 90 days, 180 days, etc. What does that look like? For example, for example, this is a screenshot from our CRM, KV Core, and you can see here, this is multi-channel, multimedia. So when a new lead comes in, they get a ringless voicemail. They get a text message, they get an email, they get a second ringless voicemail, they get a text message the next day, and there's a whole series here. Not only that, so this is more of the short term. This is designed to make sure that we get into conversation with the ones that are ready, willing, and able right now, that have motivation and they're ready to go right now, which is, again, a small percentage. What we're going to do to make sure on top of this is we've got to have long-term follow-up in place as well with automated property alerts. Okay, so for example, if they're asking for a free weekly list of all homes available right now in Cumberland County with first floor primary suites, well, then we're going to make sure that in step 3 here, that they're going to get those property alerts on a weekly basis with updates on those. We're also going to make sure that they are getting our weekly email, which, by the way, that's part of the special gift I want to send you at the end. Just remind me, and I'll tell you how you can get it, is my weekly email template and examples. This is something that you should be sending to your entire database, not just your this segment. You should be sending it to your entire database, and you should be doing things like what we cover in Texting Tuesday. For those of you who don't know me, every Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, I go live and we do something we call Texting Tuesday, which is we broadcast text message unconverted leads to try and spark some conversations and identify or uncover those whose motivation may have changed, right? Because here's the thing that we don't have control over. We don't have control over when the prospect's motivation hits the tipping point. There are things that we can do to encourage that, but we don't have direct control over that. What we can control is making sure that we're in front of them and that we're top of mind when that happens, so that you're there to help and serve them, so that you get the opportunity to help and serve them in their business. Okay, so that is our sort of 3-step approach to the carrot side of things. Okay, we build out the campaign to bring in that targeted audience, and I probably should include a step 4 in here. We also build in retargeting, which I'll get to in the special offer that we put together for you. And we do some other things long-term to make sure that we're building that brand awareness. Now, many of you may feel a little bit like this little girl here, like you've been drinking from a fire hose for the last 45 minutes or so. And so now that we've covered what you need to do, my question would be, would you like some help with how to implement this 2-pronged approach in your real estate business? So you can become the go-to listing agent for downsizing, empty nesters, and baby boomers. And so what I'd like to do is ask your permission to share with you a special offer that we've put together for you, my team and I. Just give me a few minutes to share that, and then we'll open it up for Q&A. We've already got some great questions and comments, and so we'll open it up for Q&A. but let me at least make you aware of what we put together for you. So over the last hour, and not really an hour, 45 minutes, I hope you'd agree that it's been time well spent. And obviously, we can't possibly cover everything that you'll need to build a consistent and predictable pipeline of empty nester and baby boomer clients, which is why we put together this special offer so you can have everything you need to know right now. And if you take action, we're going to give you a smoking hot deal. I typically reserve this type of coaching and training for my growing international sales organization, but I've decided to host a private live small group webinar training series for agents interested in learning this extremely effective two-pronged approach. So here's what this looks like if you want our help. It's an in-depth training for a small group of agents. It's starting next week. It's 2 webinars, and both sessions will be recorded. It also includes all of my proven emails, ringless voicemail scripts, text message scripts, Facebook ad templates, and our direct mail pieces, everything that we're using and have proven to be successful as it relates to this. We're going to take you by the hand and help you become the go-to listing agent for empty nesters and baby boomers in your real estate market. It's limited to 47 participants because our goal is to get this two-pronged approach for acquiring high-value clients up and running in the next 2 weeks and have you pounding signs in the ground in the next 17 days or less. So here's what you're going to get for those of you that take me up on this special offer. You're going to get 2 live webinars, and the value on that is $1,299. And I didn't just pull that number out of the air. I took the number that I charge for one-on-one consulting, and these live webinars are typically 75 to 90 minutes each, and that's how we came up with the value. The proven scripts, templates, ads, and direct mail pieces, we have invested hundreds and thousands and tens of thousands of dollars into testing and tweaking and so forth. And so I can, I can confidently and conservatively put a value of that of $29.99. Lifetime access to the recordings, a $799 value, and my complete list of listings, resources, and Rolodex for a total value of $5,592. But you can get started and get access right now with one payment of $197. One payment of $197. And to take action and get signed up now, you're going to go to growwithjosh.com/BBL. Growwithjosh.com/BBL. We'll also get that link in the chat because it is a link that forwards to a safe and secure order form. It's encrypted and all of that good stuff. It's just, it's long and convoluted, okay? So I want you to think about this. Would it be worth it to you if you could use what you're going to learn in this boot camp to get 1 new listing per month, 1 new client per month? Would it be worth it to you to generate new listings that sell quickly and on demand? Would it be worth it to you to add a predictable, scalable new source of listings? And I think you'd agree that the answer is, of course. We didn't get into this at the beginning, but in your market, I'm curious to know, what would 1 new baby boomer client be worth to you? It's obviously going to vary by market depending on what your average home price is and so forth. But when you think about it, the home they're downsizing from is most likely going to be significantly above average in your market, right? And if you say that on average, not every client is going to be multiple transaction side, but let's say that every other one is multiple transaction side. I think you can see that it will add up quickly for you. It might be 10,000, 15, 25, depending on your market. It could be significantly more than that. A better question might be this: what would you be willing to invest to get 1 new baby boomer client per month? Is it 100, 200, 500, 1,000? For me, I will happily invest a number equivalent to getting a 10-to-1 ROI. So if the answer here is 10,000, I'll happily invest 1,000 to get that 10,000 over and over and over, right? It's like, how many times do you want to exchange $1 for $10? Okay, but the good news is, I think you can see why this would easily be worth 197 per month, if not a great deal more. The good news is this: it's 1 payment. It's 1 payment of 197. 1 payment of 197. Now, if you're still on the fence, and I love this squirrel here hanging out on the fence, I want to offer you what I would describe as the best guarantee ever. Either you love it or you get to keep it for free. You can try the course and dig into the boot camp, the webinars, the recordings, etc. Go through all of it, download and deploy everything we give you. And if you're not totally amazed by the results and the value that we're providing for you, you can just email us and we'll give you a prompt and courteous refund. Plus, we'll let you keep access to everything anyway, which means you have absolutely no risk when you get enrolled in our baby boomer listings bootcamp today by going to growwithjosh.com/BBL, as in baby boomer listings. Growwithjosh.com/BBL. There's no catch, no shenanigans of any kind. This is a no questions asked guarantee. Your word is gold with us. If you don't think it's worth every penny and then some, that's good enough for us. So go ahead and grab your spot right here, right now. growwithjosh.com/BBL. It should also be in the chat for you as well. Here's what we ask from you in return. This isn't a one-way street. This is a two-way street. We want you to take action. Okay, we want you to take action. I put these trainings together. We do this because we want to help all of you succeed. You know, for one thing I didn't mention in my intro is, you know, I went to college, to school to be a teacher. And so I'm a teacher and a coach at heart. I thought at a young age that I was going to teach and coach for the rest of my life. And here's the crazy and fun thing. I actually get to do that. It just isn't in the way that I thought I would, right? I teach and coach my clients. I teach and coach my organization, and I teach and coach folks like you who invest into this bootcamp. I also ask, so I want you to take action, right? I want you to take action and implement. I want you to make a commitment to focus and stick with the program for at least 60 days. And I want you to also replicate before you innovate. And what I mean by that is I want you to take our best practices and implement them as we prescribe them to you before you go changing them or quote unquote making them better, right? Replicate before you innovate and go changing. So get started right now. It's just one payment of $197. And to take action and get signed up, go to growwithjosh.com/BBL. Growwithjosh.com/BBL. This is just one example of one of the folks in our organization implementing the principles and the strategies and the framework in here. He was able to put together a deal at $498,000, 3%, from a $34 cent postcard. Pretty incredible. I can't guarantee that that's going to happen for you, but you get the idea, right? So get started now for one payment of $197. Here's what you're going to get. As I mentioned, the 2 live webinars, all of the proven scripts, templates, ads, and direct mail pieces, lifetime access to the recordings, and a list of the listings resources, my complete list of listing resources and Rolodex. But I want to sweeten the pot for you as well. I'm going to give you 2 fast action bonuses for those of you that get enrolled, that invest into this program and invest into your business right now. You're going to get 2 fast action bonus. Number 1 is a program and a system that we call Organic Onslaught, which is how to generate an endless supply of free seller leads on Facebook. And you're going to get immediate lifetime access to this. I can tell you with full confidence that this alone is easily worth the $197. Like if all you did was get enrolled and implement this Organic Onslaught process for the next 365 days, you will build a robust, a deep and profitable pipeline of sellers in your market, and it's how you can do it for free. You get immediate lifetime access. That value is $697. It's probably undervalued if I'm being honest. Fast action bonus number 2 is our Facebook retargeting workshop. I kind of mentioned that I probably should add a couple more steps to our carrot approach, and that's where this comes in. It's step-by-step how you can build brand awareness, celebrity status, and a sense of omnipresence, of a sense of you are everywhere, so you can sell more homes with less competition. It's step-by-step. There's examples. There's a swipe file. It's click-by-click, step-by-step. That's a $497 value. When you throw in the bonuses, that brings the value to $6,786. Now, a couple of warnings, and then we're going to open it up for Q&A. Number 1, spots in the class are limited because of the level of personal interaction and support we offer our students. We take your success very seriously. And we don't want to, we want to make sure that we can help and support you as with as much detail and help as possible. And number two, this is a special offer only for this web class, specifically the discount and the fast action bonuses that I mentioned. So go ahead and get started now for just one payment of $197. growwithjosh.com/BBL. Now I'm going to open it up for Q&A. Before we do that, so I don't forget, before we do that, I mentioned a special gift for you. So when you email mike@growwithjosh.com, when you email mike@growwithjosh.com, regardless of whether or not you invest into the boot camp today, and I would, you all should do that if you're ready, willing, and able, okay? But regardless, if for some reason you can't, it's not the right timing, whatever the case may be, email mike@growwithjosh.com, and you're going to get a couple of things. Number one, you're going to get a PDF copy of these slides with, there were some great screenshots that you can, of campaigns that you can rip off and duplicate R&D or swipe and deploy. There's also the links to the resources that I mentioned, etc. The other thing you're going to get, I mentioned briefly, is I'm going to include for you my weekly email templates and overview. And if you did nothing else this next 12 months, but commit to sending a weekly email using the building blocks and the formula and the information that's in there, and you just did that for the next 12 months, the next 52 weeks, I promise you, you will see a dramatic increase in your business. Okay, so just email mike@growwithjosh.com and we'll send you those. That's my way of thanking you for investing the last hour with me, and a way of trying to, make it so. Listen, as compelling as I make this offer, as incredibly cheap as it is, in all honesty, for what the value you're going to get, I know from doing this long enough, we're still only going to get a small percentage of you that take action, and that is sad to me because I can provide more value and go deeper with those folks. But I want all of you to leave here feeling like you've gotten something of value and you've gotten information that you can take and implement and take action on, etc. So if you email mike@growwithjosh.com, we'll hook you up with those special gifts. Go to growwithjosh.com/BBL to grab your spot right now. Okay. Take action. I'm going to just get that in the chat. Grab your spot, and then we're going to open it up for Q&A because we got some great questions in here, and I want to make sure that we do that. Okay, so let's see here. What is the cost, Arkitha? Again, one payment of $197. Anne says, thanks, have to go. Very nice and interesting. I appreciate that. Statutes in my state prohibit ringless voicemails or text messages. Judy, they may prohibit ringless voicemails. They absolutely do not prohibit text messages. And there's some, you can check out, there's NAR documentation and legislation. You can absolutely text message people if you follow certain protocols and so forth. That said, just take that step out of it, and I can promise you this: you can still absolutely crush it with this framework and with the steps in this boot camp. How long is this price good until? It is good until the first of our live sessions, which is next Wednesday or Thursday. I'll have to look that up and I'll confirm, but it's next Wednesday or Thursday. Helena, how do I get it? I cannot go to the link, so go to, I'm going to chat to you. And by the way, just so you see, this is what the link to enroll looks like. As I mentioned, it forwards to a safe, secure encrypted, etc. order form. You just enter your information here. And if you have any trouble or you have questions, you can email support right here, or you can just email mike@growwithjosh.com. mike@growwithjosh.com. This is a great question from Jeanette. Is this similar to the training for vacant and absentee owners? There are some similarities, but this is, the absentee owner, that is really only the stick. And it's a different audience. It's a slightly different approach. When you're talking and reaching out to and working absentee owner, you're talking about investors, right? It's a different perspective. They're coming at it from a different mindset. Okay, so there are some similarities, a little bit of overlap, but there's a whole bunch of differences. And in particular, the carrot portion, which is the week 2 content of the boot camp, that's not relevant or applicable with the absentee owners. Cannot get to the site. Helena, email mike@growwithjosh.com, and I did text it to you directly as well. Jackie, did it. I'm in. Well, welcome, Jackie. Excited to have you. What date does the boot camp start? That's a great question, Sandra. It is, Mike, if you're on, can you text me? Is it Wednesday? Is it next Wednesday or next Thursday? It's either Wednesday, the next Wednesday or next Thursday, and then week 2 is 2 weeks after that. By the way, when you get enrolled right now, you'll also get immediate access to the recordings of our most recent Baby Boomer Listings Bootcamp. We've offered this one other time at this point, and you'll get instant access to that, so you don't have to wait to get started. Helena, email mike@growwithjosh.com. I'm ready and have joined. Arkitha, welcome. What is the service to obtain contact information? It's a prop stream. growwithjosh.com/PS. growwithjosh.com/PS. Is it the same? George, I took the listing book. Email mike@growwithjosh.com, George. Let's see here. Please send the offer by email. Wes, absolutely, just email Mike. Are you thanks.io? I am Linda. To get your free account, go to growwithjosh.com/thanks. Growwithjosh.com/thanks. Oh, I'm glad I'm going back through the questions here. Lynn asked, what is the name of the ringless voicemail vendor? The one that I use and recommend is called trustedmessaging.com. Trustedmessaging.com. Now, there are lots of options. Many of them are wonderful. I like this one because it's cheap, it's affordable, the user interface is super easy, and I've just found it to work really, really well. If you go, you can create a free account. It's pay as you go. And if you use, I think if you use the promo code Josh, you get 10% off credits. I don't get anything from it or anything like that, but you'll save a little bit. Is there a minimum order? No, there's no minimum order for anything that we've mentioned here, Bradley. All right, so next Wednesday, the first week, day 1 of the boot camp is next Wednesday. So Gloria, if you pay the $197, is that the first payment? And then no, it's one payment, Gloria. It's one payment of $197. That's it. Now, if you continue to use some of the other platforms that we recommend, some of those do have costs associated with them. Okay, but for the training and for the boot camp, it's one payment of $197. Just one time, one payment, $197. Kevin, this is a wonderful question. What is the average cost per household to run the program? Wonderful question. Thank you for asking that, Kevin. The average cost, depending on whether you fully implement all of the steps. So let's say you send a ringless voicemail or text message, you do the email, and you send direct mail. It's going to be anywhere from 80 cents to $1 per property or per household. 80 cents to $1. If you don't do the direct mail, and I recommend that you do, but I understand, some people have limited budget or, need to count their pennies to get started. I get that 100%. If you cut that piece out, it's going to be 40 to 50 cents per property or per household. What is the RVM program? Again, it's trustedmessaging.com. Use promo code Josh, and you'll get a little discount. JS prop stream more reliable than Spokio. So, Steve, Spokio is a great service, and we use that. We use True People Search and we use Spokio, but that's more for a one-off. Like if you're trying to skip trace one-off, when we're talking about building up a list of 48 properties, or I'll bring up one in my zip code again. When we're talking about skip tracing 325 properties, I'm just going to pay PropStream, and I'll pay like $30, and they're going to skip trace and bring back all the phone numbers and emails for those properties. Gloria says, thank you. How much do you recommend monthly for the Facebook ad, Carmen? Like $1 a day, $30. And depending on the list size, you may not even spend $30. Might not even spend the $1 a day. Mike, how long are the classes? 75 to 90 minutes, depending on how many questions, what level and how many questions we get. So, 75 to 90 minutes. Again, you get lifetime access to the recordings, etc. Congrats to all of those who have taken action and already gotten enrolled. If you haven't already done so, grab your spot right now to grow at growwithjosh.com/BBL. Make sure you also email Mike at growwithjosh.com if you want the special gift that I promised all of you at the beginning of our time together. And I've got to wrap this up, but if you have a question or concern or whatever the case may be that we didn't have time to address, you can email Mike at growwithjosh.com, or you can reply to the email that invited you to this session as well. Jeanette says, just enrolled. Welcome, Jeanette. Excited to have you participate in the boot camp. So what I will say in closing is this. You've invested a little bit over an hour of time with me. If you're still here, I would implore you, I would beg and plead with you to do something with this information. Whether or not whether or not you take action and get signed up for the boot camp, do something with the information. Take action on something that you learned here today. Implement something to create some new momentum, to create a new result in your business. Okay. Otherwise, this was just entertainment for you. Otherwise, this was no better than you watching, an episode of your favorite show on Netflix. And that's not what you're here for. You came here because you were looking to grow your business. You came here because you have goals, listing goals that you want to hit over the next 90 days. I mean, so many of you shared those. We'd love to help you with those. But if not, if you can't make it work, at least do something with the information. So email Mike at growwithjosh.com. We'll get you that special gift. Get enrolled at growwithjosh.com/BBL. As always, if there's anything at all we can do to help or support you, please don't hesitate to ask. I look forward to working with you. If you did get enrolled and grab one of those 47 spots, and hopefully we'll talk again real soon.